Hello everyone, I am Neha and today we are going to discuss in detail the paper Basic Statistics for Economics. It is a DSc paper for BA program students majoring in economics. So I guess most students feel slightly nervous when you hear the word statistics, but let me tell you, this paper is not actually about the complicated mathematics. It's more about understanding data, interpreting number and developing logical thinking. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to explain you the structure of the course, unit-wise syllabus, important inclusions in the book, the recommended textbook, detailed exam pattern, and how should you prepare strategically about your exam. So let's begin. It's a 4 credit course, which means this has quite a significant academic weight to it, and you are going to have 3 lectures and 1 tutorials in this paper. All right. So first of all, let's see the book, primary textbook that you are going to refer for this paper, and it is Statistics for Business and Economics. All right, so this is by Anderson and Sweeney, and you are going to refer to this book for different units. We have 4 units in total, and this document has uh, the subparts mentioned along with the units, right? So first unit, this is going to introduce to the basic language of statistics. Here you are going to study what is population, what is sample, what are the sample statistics, what are the basic measures of central tendency. Mostly it would be all about mean, median, mode. Then you are also going to understand measure of dispersion, coefficient of variance, and graphical representation. The most important graphical representation for this chapter are histograms and pie charts. All right. So for this for this unit, you are going to refer to this book and sections 1.2 to 1.5 and sections 2.1, 2.2 and 2.4 and 3.1 would be important for this particular unit. Note that page numbers are also mentioned here. So in case you have to exclude or you are supposed to exclude any section from the book, it would be mentioned here in this minutes. All right. So second unit is about basic concepts of probability. Here we would move from describing the data to understanding the uncertainty in the real life example. So here you are going to study sample space, events, basic probability rule, conditional probability as well. This unit would require logical clarity, and to understand this unit, you are going to refer to chapter 4. Now, unit 3 is about probability distribution and sampling. It's a technical and very important unit. And here you are going to study random variable, both discrete and continuous, probability distribution function, their expected value, variance, joint distribution, and covariance and correlation as well. Here, you are also going to understand different types of distribution as mentioned here: uniform, binomial, exponential, point hypergeometric, and normal random variables. So these distributions are very important, and instead of simply memorizing the formula, you have to understand the interpretation of these all these distributions. All right, and remember that this unit is going to build the foundation for econometrics later on. So please take this seriously. And for this unit, you are going to refer to chapter 5 only, and yeah, chapter 6 is also important for this chapter from section 6.1 to 6.3. Next is your unit 4. This unit 4 is all about estimation and hypothesis testing, which means here we are going towards the inferential statistics part of your paper. Here you would move from sample to population conclusion. So the differentiation or the understanding of sample and population as you would be doing in unit 1 is going to be very important for this uh, unit as well. Here you are going to study properties of estimators, confidence intervals, statistical hypothesis, test statistics, type 1 and type 2 error, along with the power of the test. This is where you are going to apply the statistical rules or statistical formulas in practice. All right. So your most important concept of this unit would be null hypothesis and the significance level. So we are going to learn all these topics and all these units in the class. So I think this is all about your syllabus. Now, for your exam pattern, as we can see in this document, your end semester exam would be of 90 marks. All right. And as per the distribution, Unit 1 would be of 30 marks. This has the highest weightage in your whole paper. And there would be three questions of 10 marks each in this from this section. And there would be an internal choice as well. Unit 2, 3, and 4, all these units have a weightage of 20 marks each, and in all the units you would be asked to do two questions out of three. All right, so there would be compulsory question, and each question will have some subparts. This is about your external assessment, and for your internal assessment, there would be a class test of 12 marks, an assignment or say a test of 12 marks, and 6 marks would be for your attendance. For your continuous assessment, out of 40, 35 marks would be decided by your teacher in your classroom, and 5 marks would be given to you for the attendance or for your performance in your continuous assessment. All right. So this is all about this paper, and in the upcoming lectures in your classroom, we are going to understand each unit step by step along with the examples and some practice questions as well. All right. So for my practical advice, please solve your numericals regularly and revise formula as well, because in case if you skip any part, you would not be able to understand the course uh, very well. All right. So this is all about your paper, and I hope we are going to meet in class and do good for this paper. All right. Thank you so much.